I used to think simply, don't eat sugar. Then one morning, my mother woke up with a quiet look. My child, my legs hurt so much this morning. My knees were as stiff as iron. I had to hold onto the chair when I walked through the kitchen. I quietly looked back. What no one thought of were my mother's small habits before going to bed. A cup of yogurt mixed with honey and granola. My mother said to lose weight, you should eat less fat, switch to healthy sugar. A slice of soft banana cake. My mother believed bananas have antioxidants. Homemade cake, no chemical sugar. A piece of canned fruit. My mother said easy to eat, cool, convenient, and it's fruit. There were days when my mother ate less rice, but she was still full and her left leg was swollen. Her ankle was slightly swollen. My mother also got tired quickly when exercising. Each step seemed heavier. When sweet became a wordless pain, I realized I had made a terrible mistake. Not the salty foods, but the sweet ones that seem healthy are the silent inflammation-causing ones. Sweet yogurts contain all kinds of hidden sugars, from honey, fruit syrups, to caramel, which cause glycation end products, ages, to spike, quickly hardening cartilage. Banana cakes can be made from overripe bananas, a mixture of white flour, vegetable oil, which causes insulin spikes, awakening arthritis after 1-2 hours of eating, making moms more painful to walk. Canned fruits contain a lot of fructose syrup, causing uric acid accumulation, joint swelling, and really making moms feel sore and not want to stand up. I was quiet, but determined to change. So, the sweet journey was chosen. No orders, no pressure, just ditch the canned sweets, replace with fresh chilled apples plus cinnamon, cool, low sugar, easy to eat. Replace banana cakes with green banana cakes plus almond flour, low sugar, but still retain the banana flavor. Reduce sweet yogurt, switch to plain yogurt plus some chia seeds, strawberries, blueberries, enough flavor without causing inflammation. In just a few weeks, my mother said, "My dear, when I woke up, my knees were a little sore, but now when I wake up, I don't stop when I walk." I watched my mother walk out onto the porch, her face calm. I understood, with just a little thought and change. Those sweet tapioca balls, which seemed healthy, had made my bones and joints tired. And from there, those sweet, clean, healthy balls could gradually heal that silent pain. Here are 4 things to keep in mind when taking care of your parents and family. Dish 1, canned fruit. Sweet but seeps into the joints. I used to buy canned fruit for my mother because I thought, fruit, convenient, easy to eat. But after a while, I noticed. Every time she finished eating that dish, she complained of heavy knees or swollen ankles. I did some research and discovered the syrup in canned fruit often contains HFCS, a type of sugar that increases uric acid, causes mild inflammation, and increases swelling in the joints, especially in older people with a history of knee arthritis or mild gout. Now I don't let my mother eat sweet in a can anymore. I switched to fresh blueberries, sliced apples, or peeled oranges with the pulp intact, still fruit, but the kind that my mother's body can thank and not react to. Dish 2, banana cake, thought to be healthy. My mother often makes banana cake, fragrant, soft, naturally sweet from overripe bananas. At first, I also thought, it's good for my mother to eat homemade cake. But then I noticed, after eating cake every afternoon, my mother has trouble sleeping at night. Her legs ache, especially the joints behind her knees. I just found out, overripe bananas plus white flour plus vegetable oil combine to become inflammation nests because the sugar is easily absorbed, causing a strong insulin reaction, making the joints swell easily, which the elderly do not feel right away. Now I still make banana cake for my mother, but use slightly green bananas, add oats plus flax seeds, bake in an air fryer. The taste is still slightly sweet, but my mother sleeps more deeply, no longer complaining of aches and pains after eating like before. Dish 3, packaged brownies. Beautiful but bad for blood vessels. My mother once told me to buy brownies from the store to eat for fun. But after eating it a few times, I saw that my mother was tired after eating. Her stomach was bloated. Her hands and feet were slow. I looked at the ingredients list and saw canned brownies contain trans fat, hydrogenated oil plus phosphate additives, things that can damage small blood vessels, increase bad cholesterol, and weaken the kidneys of older people without them knowing. From then on, I was determined. No more buying boxed cakes for my mother. If my mother craved chocolate, I mixed pure cocoa, mixed with bananas and walnuts, less sweet toasted, but still fragrant. Dish 4, yogurt, granola, and honey. A fake dish full of sugar. Every morning, my mother ate a jar of yogurt with granola and a little honey. My mother believed that eating helps digestion, is good for bones and joints. But the more she ate, the more tired she became at noon, and her joints became stiffer when holding things. I tried to measure the sugar content. Just one jar like that can contain more than 30 g of hidden sugar, from granola, honey, and flavored yogurt. That amount of sugar triggers the glycation process, which damages collagen in the joints, making them dry, painful, and difficult to recover. I didn't forbid my mother from eating yogurt. I just changed. Unsweetened yogurt. Sprinkled chia seeds plus fresh blueberries. No honey. And my mother started to compliment. Eating like this in the morning makes my stomach feel light. I'm not sluggish anymore. I used to think sweets are light, no big deal. But for people over 60, things that seem harmless like canned fruit, banana cake, brownies, or honey yogurt are quietly causing inflammation, stiffening joints, and slowing down every step of my loved one. Now I don't force my mother to abstain to extremes. I just learn to understand and replace each dish with love, because every meal is a word of care, and sweets can also become medicine if we choose the right ones. But there are also dishes that can be eaten. I have found the following 4 dishes for my parents. Dish 1, chia pudding with blueberries, a sweet dish that heals joints. After stopping honey yogurt, I let my mother try chia pudding. At first, she was surprised, but after only 1 week, she said, "I don't know if it's because of this dish, but when I wake up in the morning, my limbs are much less stiff." I'm glad because not only is it delicious, but there is also a real reason behind it. Chia is rich in plant-based omega-3 ALA, which helps reduce CRP, reduce joint swelling. When soaked, it creates a gel layer that helps keep blood sugar stable without a sudden increase in insulin. Combined with blueberries, rich in anthocyanins, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cartilage and small blood vessels. How to make: 2 tablespoons chia plus a half cup unsweetened almond milk, soak overnight. Add some fresh blueberries or strawberries in the morning, cool, light on the stomach, and naturally lubricates the joints. Dish 2, baked sweet potatoes sprinkled with cinnamon. Sweet, warm, nourishes cartilage. I boil or bake Japanese sweet potatoes, sprinkle with a little Ceylon cinnamon powder. My mother eats this dish in the afternoon, instead of cake. Every time she finishes eating, she often says, "What dish is both fragrant and filling without burping or bloating?" Japanese sweet potatoes contain sporamin, a protein that helps regenerate inflamed muscles and connective tissue. When baked to a light caramel color, the amount of resistant starch increases, nourishes beneficial gut bacteria, reducing arthritis from the inside. And cinnamon, especially real cinnamon, Ceylon, helps stabilize blood sugar and prevents glycation from destroying joint collagen. Dish 3, baked apples with cinnamon. Sweet, helps with small blood vessels. One of my mother's favorite dishes is baked apples sprinkled with cinnamon. No sugar, no honey. Just 1 organic apple cut in half, cored, sprinkled with Ceylon cinnamon, put in the air fryer for 10 minutes. The whole kitchen smells fragrant. Apples contain quercetin, a flavonoid that helps reduce inflammation of blood vessels, supports better blood circulation, especially to the legs, joints, and cartilage-nourishing tissues. Pectin in apples also helps with gentle digestion, cleanses the intestines, something that the elderly need. My mother often eats baked apples after lunch. It replaces cake and is filling, not lethargic in the afternoon. Dish 4, sour cherry jelly plus collagen, a dessert to nourish joints while sleeping. I learned this dish from a nutritionist in the US. Sour cherry jelly plus collagen peptides, eat at night before going to bed. My mother used to have knee pain every time the weather changed. But since eating this dish a few times a week, she said, "I don't have to sit and rub my knees anymore when I wake up in the morning." Tart cherries contain anthocyanin, a very strong anti-inflammatory substance. Collagen peptides also help regenerate cartilage, joint fluid, and connective tissue. When you sleep, your body recovers better, and the cool jelly also helps my mother sleep better. How to make. Warm a glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice. Mix in 1 spoon of gelatin or collagen. Pour into a small glass, refrigerate for 4-5 hours. You can add a few slices of strawberries or lemon juice to increase vitamin C absorption. Not all sweets are bad. Not all desserts are luxuries for the elderly. It's just that choosing the right sweets is really good. I don't forbid my mother from eating anything. I just find sweetness in a different way. Less sugar, but more nutrients. No frills, but full of love. Because I believe every bite that makes my mother smile while eating and wakes up without joint pain is a part of the longevity that I am gently preserving for my mother every day. I used to think sweets are the last thing at the meal, eat them or not. But then I realized there are desserts that seem small, but they decide whether the person you love walks steadily or not, sleeps well or tosses and turns, wakes up feeling relieved or with weak legs. I don't wait until my mother falls. I don't wait until my father is hospitalized for swollen joints and numb legs. I just silently change each dish, no medicine, no clinic. Just choose the sweet taste again. A sweet dish doesn't make the blood vessels angry, doesn't cause the cartilage to crack, doesn't cause blood sugar to plummet and fatigue to last all afternoon. But a sweet dish makes my mother smile after eating, makes her legs stop complaining about sore legs in the evening, makes her steps a little more steady the next morning. Taking care of the elderly is not a big deal, but it is putting understanding into every spoonful of sweetness and putting love into the very small things, so that each day that passes, the person you love can still walk, gently and not alone. If you are taking care of your parents, or simply wish you could live healthier when you get old, then try starting with a sweet, just one. No need to replace everything, no need to make it difficult. Just change one dish every day with understanding and love. Maybe reduce the honey in yogurt, or replace a slice of banana bread with a cinnamon-scented baked sweet potato. The journey to keep your loved one's feet steady for a few more years of life. Don't start with medicine, but start with a small dessert on the plate you choose today. And if you find this video touching, please share it with someone you love, because who knows, just a suggestion can keep someone's feet steady.